I'm Sivarama Prasad, visiting faculty at IARE. Today we will talk about design thinking, just as a summary and with one case study, how we can apply it and how we can take it forward. If you see design thinking, it is one of the part of a program called Exceed. And why this Exceed, why this design thinking, why these courses and all, if you take it. Normally, if you see the entire field, industry and market is the major thing which is driving. And for them, the initiatives comes from customer, society, from the bottom up, and from top down, it is an economy and a business. Customer and society, they always think about the problem solving and their solutions and their regular activities like that. It is just an ongoing activity. And industry and market, they always look at opportunities, how to get returns on that, how to make innovations, how to create new markets. And economy and business, it always looks at how to improve it, how to take the entire industry forward, up, and take it some benchmarkings, all those things. So in the current level, they only look at the problem solving or on the minimum opportunities or just improvements. But as you go forward in future, people are looking at incremental innovations, regular activities. But industry always looks at breakthroughs and radical innovations. And economy and business, they always look at new technologies and emerging new, how to take it to the next level of the life. That means, if you see the main purpose, the customer always thinks just for maintaining the life or need of the day and that day serving. But he should not live in that status. It has to go up. That means his economic status should be improved and his quality of life. From maintaining, he should get into a quality of life. And then next, it should go into a choice of life, creating wealth, generating growth, like that. That people's life, it has to go forward like this. So when you think in this way, the industry always looks at the 5 M's, that means material, machine, method, money, and man. Here, they can manage all other things, material, machine, methods, and all. But when it comes to the men, they play a double role. One as a customer and another as a serving the customer. And when you want people of skilled people, they have to be built, they have to be trained, and they have to get a talent. And they are not readily available in the market just like that, any commodity. So, to that, what we have to do is, there has to be some organizations or some colleges or some institutes which they have to bring the people to that level. That is where this college, institutes and industry jointly prepares programs and subjects and works. Actually, strategically, they create men with skills so that as an industry, they can serve the men in the society. It was all going on in a normal way. But today what is happening is, it is a fast changing world and industry is in race with that, because always industry wants predictability, sustainability and conformance. So it cannot always do unpredicted things which customer tells. So it always wants to lead it. So they want to move ahead in the race so that they want to carry the entire other things. And to catch up that, the education systems and all, they have to move, they have to find new methods. That is where this Exceed comes. And if you see the general education, education is the main thing which people, it is making the people to think, do, learn and act and then finally deliver. And it is also preparing you to face the real-time applications. As you see from the school level, in the school level, it is only thinking. Doing is very minimum. Or sometimes They practice it for doing some homeworks, projects, or some mini events, and sometimes building blocks, drawings, because they want to create an innovativeness and creative mind to the people at the child level itself. Then when you come to the college, there also most of the times the teachers explain, students listen and they memorize, then they practice. Finally, they get into measurable mode through some exams. They want to demonstrate their capabilities through demonstration, through examinations, and in some project works and some experiments in the lab, so that you're learning by doing and more by thinking. Then comes, and at this college level, the industry starts taking the people. But what industry wants is, industry focuses always on doers. That means you have to do and you have to think creatively, and the creative thinking man is an asset for them. And the doer, because who is executing, they will be the regular people. So always they think about doing, delivering, and it is a lifelong exercise. As long as you are in the industry, you have to deliver. When it comes to delivery, it is the knowledge which you are applying it and making it active and useful thing to the society. But at the college level, your doing level is very less. So you'll be more thinking, but whereas industry needs more doing. Because of this, there are some institutes, some reputed things, which they give these as case studies, and they create your thinking capability to be more into the doing side than onto the writing exams or issuing these. So what they do, they pose problems, they give case studies, they create issues, and they give discussion points, so that you will be thinking, you will be selecting from libraries, you will be going to websites, you go to the experts, learn it and practice all those things, and you recall it when there is a need. And this is coming by practice. It just like that, it will not come. So there it is more by doing and experiencing some mock-up situations. And that is how you get into a practice of delivering goods. But at college level, this was not done. So this Exceed is one of the course which is creating that, a bridging platform where it is more towards case studies and less towards teaching. And regular subjects will be dealt in the regular teaching level. Some of the life industry oriented subjects, they'll be dealt in this way. Actually, if you see the teaching and doing, how it differs from college, institutes and the industry. In college level, for example, you go through the first one, simple maths. It will be told like a minus b plus c equal to 100, a plus b minus c equal to 800, and what is a? You'll find. That is a simple subject which is being taught at college level. And at real time, what happens is, it will not come like ABC or 100 or 80. It will come like the picture which is shown. From this picture, if you say, what is the table height or what is the mouse or what is the cat doing and all, in life, the situations will be like this only. You have to correlate it into your subjects and that. So what actually case study takes you is, it gives you this picture and it allows you to apply your knowledge and understand that. And it will tell what is a table height. This, the same formula, a minus b plus c equal to 100, that if you incorporate these values into that, you will get a solution. So what is happening is, the case study, your science and basic subjects, you are applying it into the real model. and you are trying to understand how it has to be used. This is what the Exceed are the institutes which will be trying through case studies. That means they are the real-time applications which were done earlier or which they are creating as a mock-up. And that real-time application you will be working out. So in real time, what happens is, nobody will ask you what is the table height. If you are a cat, you'll be thinking out how to catch the mouse or rat. Or if you are protecting the rat, then you will be thinking how to get a problem solution of escaping from the cat. Or suppose you are in a house, you don't want cat or you don't want rat. Then you will be thinking how much table height should be to create so that both are not within the reach of your milk or whatever it is. So these things, the real-time application. But the case study tells you so that you are one step ahead of simple maths and on the way towards real-time application. That's how these institutes, they are trying to make you into the doing mode or applying mode and experience mode. This is what you have to learn. Now if you see the subjects, academic and domain is general science and all. Whereas professional courses comes as engineering, medicine, law. And other training things it is personal. But industry-oriented things, when it comes, problem solving is the main one. And Lean, Six Sigma, new product development, design thinking, FMEA, all these subjects, they have to be dealt. But it is not necessary that you should become expert at the initial stage itself. As you go in the industry, you will be learning all these things. But you should be aware of these. And when you want to be aware of these, just by reading, you cannot do it. It cannot be like a newspaper reading. So you have to practice it, or you have to take some case studies and get into that through these methods. And for that, you have to be trained for thinking skills, imagination, creativity, innovation, critical thinking, lateral thinking, because all these things, unless you think in those lines, you will not be able to give a good solution, or you will not be able to serve better in the regular day-to-day life. That's why these are all being provided through Exceed. And one such thing is a design thinking. And if you see some other personalities, there will be some born talent. That means they have that super talent. And by practicing it, they become super, double super like that. But that will be very limited resource. With limited resources, you cannot do mass productions and industry cannot serve the entire public. So industry generally takes their help, but they always want a different one. That is, the people who are learned by doing it and who are competent talent, not the born talent. Competent talent can be created. That is theory, study, practicing. And these developing the skills, by developing these, you become a professional and a competent talent. And this will be abundantly available. This is what the industry needs for regular work. And this is done by institutes. And these Exceed and these techniques, these are a stepping stone in that. That's why these courses are, in addition to the regular subjects, they play a very important role. And in life, it is not that you should have all the things, but you will have as a combination. But at any particular time, only one or two will be dominating, other things will be supporting it. So you have to create a balance and you have to create a mind of balancing it. That is how this design, new product development, problem solving, softwares, programming, they all will be used innovatively, imaginatively, or creatively, or critically, as the case may be. That's why this course is a bridging the new requirements in a simple way. So as you see, always the need is the first one. Need or a problem or an opportunity. That only agitates the industry or the people in the industry to imagine, then start creating, then get into doing things, then getting into the services. But what is happening today is the world is changing so fast. You solve a problem today, you cannot take rest. Tomorrow again one more problem is coming. And this predictable, unpredictable, they are becoming too many. So you cannot be rigid. You have to be very flexible and understand the situation then and there itself. And there is nothing called final result. Oh, this is final. Afterwards, nothing. No, every day there is a change. Every day you have to go for improvements. That's why what is happening is there is nothing called I will do perfect product, then I will start doing it. You have to start doing it, then aim to reach the perfection. And in the process, you may think, oh, today opportunity has gone. No, there will be always opportunities. There will be always problems. There is always work to do. And you should always be applying this design thinking. And you will be improving, chasing and improving. It is an endless activity. So, it is not that, oh, after today there is no opportunity. Nothing like that. You need not worry about it. There will be always opportunity. Only thing is, initially we don't have a skill. We got educated. We have learnt it. But first thing is you should take initiatives. If you are not taking any initiatives, it is as good as uneducated, no skill. Is just like that. So once you start taking initiatives, it can be in the research or it can be in doing things. That means first you are attacking the feasibility of it. The feasibility, if it is not feasible to make, there is no point in thinking of it. So as a person, you will be always thinking about the feasibility. But it is feasible, but there is no problem and there is no desirable. That means there is nobody who wants this. Then it is of no use. Whatever you do, nobody is there to take it. So these three circles, they are very important. Desirable, feasible and viable. The next one is feasible is there, desirable is there. But how to make it viable? If it is not viable, nobody will make it. You may be ready to do it, but there are people to take it. But by doing it, it is of no use. So industry will not touch that. That's why for any idea, any need, anything, problem, first you have to think creatively and then come to a stage where it is made feasible, a desirable one and then a viable one. Until such, whatever you have, it is only a idea, it is only a imagination, it is only a picture. It is not a product. This is where the design thinking is coming to the picture. Design thinking is just a way, it is a mindset. Earlier, if you see, there used to be just a design. How design? You will go to the market, you will meet the customer, you will find what is the desirable one, then data collection, then identify his need. Then if there is a problem, there are some scientific methods, why analysis, visit the site, solve the problem there, or go for quality improvements, or 7 QC tools, 6 Sigma. Like that, there are some scientific methods which you will be doing it. After that, you will be working for feasibility, technology available from the literature, from the science, from the old products or failures, and all those things you will be checking. Then you will be checking whether it is viable. That means the costing, investment, budget, financial workings. All these things you will take it. These things in design thinking, if you take it, first one is a discovery. That means you are searching for the field where there are problems, or where there are opportunities, whether they are required or not. You empathize. That means you live with the customer or the people and then understand all those difficulties or real needs. Then you come to a conclusion and define it. This is what is required. Then you discuss with the customers. Is it the same? That is what the different stage. Then you get into idea. This is the most crucial one. In idea stage only, you are going to think creatively, divergent thinking, innovation, all those things you will be thinking. And then from idea, you get into idea pitching. Idea pitching is, you have an idea, but there has to be someone who is ready to support that and do it and make it commercialize and bring it into a product level. This is how the first level of design thinking works. And technology, this is one more thing, is technology readiness. That is the methods, the engineering part of it. This is only ideas and all. The second one is the technology, readiness and engineering, all those things, how to make it. Is the process okay? Is it possible to make? That is, you have to check that. That is technology readiness levels. So all these things go hand in hand. For that, the person should be having all these skills of imagination, critical, creativity, How these things work in real case. Let us get into one case study. This is a very old one. It is a real case. Actually, somewhere about 22 years back, a company wanted to start and make a product. At the time, they know only some instrumentation products and all. And by passion, they want to get into auto. And the people who are around them, they are all experienced in doing auto products. Auto products has got a different culture. That is, the requirements and all, unlike the power sector or core sector, there the needs are every day. That means a demand, it is a race. Every day you have to deliver. Every day it is like a JIT, that means just in time supplies. And any problem is there, immediately you should solve. And immediately you should prevent it. And continuously you will be doing improvements. And there has to be regular updates and customer responses. These are all, it is like a riding on the tiger. Why you want to get into auto means instrumentation and all, it is a seasonal one time. Whereas auto, once you get it, it is a continuous volumes. And you can work with the OEM and the continuity and the business will be smooth. Though it is tough, it is smooth. At the time, it was only an intention. There is nothing called a concrete product or concrete idea. So you have to explore. That means you have selected one focus area and you started exploring into it. So how? It is one of the things is market survey, or you visit different customers or different friends, different industries, and try to find out, is there any need anywhere? So that is what called identify the customer need. And generally need, it is not like a customer will tell, I want this, I want this. You should identify if there is a pain with the customer. That means pain means he is not able to do what he wants, or he is not able to productively go and do things as fast as he wanted, or while doing it, he is always getting some problem. These pain points are the first thing you have to see. If there is any such thing, that will be the starting point for anybody as a product or as an opportunity or as a business. So while we are searching the entire industry, we found one area where there is a need for starter motor for a two-wheeler. And those days, there was only one scooter. And they are also importing it. So there was no volumes, and that volume is also very low, 5,000 numbers. So what happened? There was no local development for that. And so they are importing. And for local people to develop, it is a tough product. It is a very tough engineering product. So nobody ventured into it. And for some big groups, it is not economical. That means it is not viable to do a product like that. So there was no focus. But unfortunately, the customer who is using that, he has a pain. That means he is not able to import, or that agreement is over. So he had to develop a substitute in India. He tried different means. He was in a real trouble. At the time, we met him. It is very critical need. So that means the desirability is very high. That means he is ready to give you. it is an opportunity. Normally in the market, there are a lot of books and all, scientific methods, everything, experiments is there. But there is nothing how to develop or create a customer. People will tell what a lot of product is, a lot of things. But a real customer, finding a customer is a difficult one. That is why the marketing people are the, what you call, very important. That means they are the people who are creating or finding out the customer. Once a customer is there, you can do a lot of things. Technology, support, finance, funding, everything you can do. So here, the desirability is, it has come. But as you said, there is a low volume, it is a tough product. How to take it? It is a very risky one. Then one of the team members, they said, no, we will take this risk. I see it, there is a worth in it. Because that time, there was no scooters and only one scooter which is running very high. 100%, 90% of the market share is there. And that is not having a starter. And this being a tough product. And the company also not experienced in this. But still, he took a very risky one. But strategically is very good. So the director said, we will do this. So the problem statement has come like that. That means, after studying all these things, now you have come out with, yes, we will serve this customer. Because finding customer is ready. That means what he wants, we can do it. How we can do it? There are partners to fund the support. And strategically, people are there to manage. And there is a team which is dedicated, very strong in technology. So what you have to do? You have to develop this product. So with this foundation, they just took it, startup. Then ideas and idea pitching. You have to, how is okay, product is decided, but how to make it, where to get it. You have to brainstorm. You have to generate creative and innovative ideas, and then you have to prioritize that which is good, which is relevant, which is not good. Yes, the people have got experience in auto line, but nothing about starter motor. And in India, there is no technology support for this. It is a high core engineering item, that is mechanical engineering and electrical engineering. It is a very tough product. So when there is no technology here, why not to go to abroad, global? In global also, two-wheelers are not made anywhere in the world as high as in India. India is one of the largest. At that time, it was the second largest in India, that Bajaj and all. They are second largest. And at that time, there was able to be a final foreign partner in Korea. So how you get into that? Just such, that means credibility of the supplier and his interest to work with other partners in other countries, or what are their conditions. And so, for the feasibility, we are trying one of the area of this technology support. And technology, if he has to come here, he is not ready. And if he wants to come, it is very, very high cost. That means those days the costs are very prohibitive because this volume is also less. For each product you have to give double the cost. And if we put that, viability becomes zero. And you cannot do product. So, idea pitching is one of the area where you have to get a partner. One side, customer side is ready. But if you say just like that I will do it, he will not give. If you say that I will do it, he will not give. Because he has a confidence, but he is sure that we don't have the technology. So we have to find a technology partner. And partner is very costly. And with that cost, the viability is not coming. So what we thought? We have thought of alternatively. How to make it viable? Then the discussion is on just to give the technology for this product alone. Only one product will do it. Then the cost has become very low. Because there is nothing called you are giving. You are giving one product, one design, one process, one some equipment. So the cost has come down. That means it has become affordable level, and it is only one time cost. One time you pay, you can take it funding, and already building is there. So viability and feasibility, they were made viable, they were made feasible. So with this, again went to the customer and told, this is the partner, this is the factory, this is the funding. So customer has got confidence that yes, it can happen. That is how the project started. That is how important that idea and idea pitching you can see in this. Then what comes? Then you have to start product development. That is the second stage of design thinking. In the second stage, prototype testing. That means you have to get the approval of the customer and the product, and then you should be thorough for making it. So in this case, what happened? Product development. It is an R&D. So that R&D, core engineering. Here there is nothing called thinking skills, all those things. It is a core engineering. That is a subject. You have to design the product. And this design, there are two methods. One is forward engineering, another is reverse engineering. But in this case, forward engineering was taken. And after engineering is done, you have to go for prototype. Prototyping, then testing, then proving the part, and finally making some of the value engineering elements so that you make the product efficient and very optimum for the design. That is a product design for function, and product design for manufacturing, and product design for environment. Because these are all the three important things which you have to go through during the design. It has nothing to do with other things. It is a design core. Whenever any design is taking place, it has to be for function, it has to be for manufacturing, it has to be for environment, and there are a lot of other things. But in this product, these three are very critical. So we have arrived at product specifications, then product design, you will launch it. How this went on in the real case? In case of partner, first thing is you have to get the confidence of OEM, customer, and the local partners for funding, and Korean partners for assurance that we all will be working together. So, a tri-party. It is an MOU, that means an agreement between all the three. And based on the agreement, they start working on the data, transfer the data from customer to Korea, and they do the product design. And after the product design is made, drawings were sent, and the drawings were approved. And after the drawings were approved, you made the samples at abroad, and that samples were taken it, proved at the customer end. Once they are through, then the responsibility started. All the things will be coming to local company, and in local, the people have to be trained. They have to visit, and they have to find how it is done there, how it was made, and once the partnership, manufacturing, understanding, everything is done, then you have to modify some of the designs based on the local equipment, local parts development, local availability, and based on the budget, depending on the time frame. So these are all made. Once these are all made, the real product, one was made at a lab level, then second one was made at a real condition level. That is what you will find in the earlier case, technology level, readiness level 3, 4, 5, 6. And these are all the things. That means you are making the product ready for that. And after submitting it, once you got the approval, then the real project starts. Up to this, it is a development, something like a prototype and testing, and product is proved. It is now ready for going for mass production. So, PO, that means purchase order, a formal purchase order from the customer, and local commitment, pilot production, all those things start. So that means the design, prototype and testing, that stages of design thinking was done. In design thinking, the major thing is, it is not just you are remotely doing. It is not like in Korea they have done, they have supplied. No. Every day or every week or every month, there is a focusing interaction between the three, how the component is moving, what are the difficulties they face, how it is sorted out, and what modifications we want, and if he's bringing it to modification, will it work? So customer interaction and supplier interaction, they were so close, so that everybody started feeling that ownership of it. So everybody wanted it to work together. So that otherwise what happens is you give specifications, someone will do it, he'll bring it, he will say it is not working, change it. So there will not be any interactive sessions which will make the time very long time. Now interaction is more and iterations. Then and there itself they used to take the changes. That is what the main thing in design thinking. That is continuously iterative thing and going interactive so that the time frame can be reduced and the product will come successfully without too many trials. After this, what happens is, it is the second stage of product development. That is the real manufacturing in the shop. That means mass production, bringing the equipment, building it, site readiness, running the product at full run rate. That means not just like that sample. It has to be run. Supplies to be developed, raw materials to be developed, equipment, tools, everything you have to bring it. And then project layout, funding, manpower training, and you have to plan up to the customer delivery. This is how the design thinking, that implementation stage, the work starts. And for this, the technology readiness, 7, 8, 9, these are only the progress reports. Design thinking is the method. And the real work is manufacturing, the real work is design. So the fundamental principles are same, but the application and approach, that is changing based on the current responses required, current environment, current situations and all. That is where the changes happen. Otherwise, the design is not changed. Design is there, but interactive and iterative. That means it is not like line by line. It is concurrent engineering. So you will be always dealing with that, changing it, improving it, and you are making it adaptable for the customer needs. This is how the design thinking is working. And in reality, when it comes, once the customer gives go ahead, the final drawings will take it, will make or buy. That means all the parts nobody will make in-house. Once upon a time, people were making it, but later it was found to make critical things and buy this non-standard, standard things outside, develop outside. And you have to group it: electrical, mechanical, sheet metal, aluminum, ferrous, non-ferrous, and specifically to develop or generally to adopt or directly buy from the market. Like this, group it. And some critical parts you have to identify. That is magnets, gear, electrical winding, and either to import or indigenous, or whether you need strategic partners or not, and whether the equipment you have to import, indigenously make, or specifically make SPMs, it is done. Then any unique equipment, you have to get it, or you have to retrofit, or you have to buy reused or new one. You have to make the plan and bring it. And finally, special parts you have to develop to maintain the confidentiality and also to the credibility with the known people or very known circle. So that this being a very tough product, if it leaks out, everybody can make it, and later on you will lose your uniqueness or your advantage. So all these things were taken into consideration, and the drawings and design is very confidential. So it was very closely held. These are all, though it is not IPR, all those things. That means intellectual properties and all, you cannot apply just like that for all the products and all. This, you can maintain your own locker, a confidentiality with your own people, so that that doesn't go out and you will not lose the thing. This is how the product is made, and manpower is readiness, local productions, bulk supplies, then started streamlining. See, if you see, in the initial days only, there are a lot of creative thinkings and all. Later on, it becomes a general scientific method. There are already available. That is why in the design thinking, the first three, especially idea and idea pitching, they are the most critical, which are making a make or break. You can take a turnaround or it can just stop. That's how this project is made, a starter motor. It is a very small one. Those days, it was 5,000 numbers per month. That means hardly in peak time, it may touch 1 lakh per year. And that was the only one scooter. And the amount also was very less. When it was made, of course, this being a small company, it could able to survive at a low cost. And afterwards, today if you see, after 2 decades, every bike is with a starter motor and the volumes are so high, it is running lakhs per month. And so many suppliers have come and all the scooter manufacturers or motorbike manufacturers, they have set up this plant on their own by benchmarking this, because one small man from a remote place could able to make it. Why not we? They all took all the things and made. And today, those old scooters were not there. Every new bike is fitted with these and it is making into lakhs. And one moral in this is, though you are good in working, though you are good in starting, once you start the journey, you cannot take rest. You have to keep going ahead with continuous improvements and innovations. The day you stop, and the end starts for you. That is why this is a race. In this race, you may look this side, that side, but you should always run ahead. Otherwise, you will be behind the scenes and you will never be recognized. That way, if you see, the scooter for which it was developed, that scooter is not there today. And today, every other scooter is like that only. So, please be cautious and remember that the minute you step onto the racing head, you should always think about continuous improvements, innovations, and every day in and day out, you should run and you should not stop. You should be relaxing, or you should be taking what you call the rest while running itself, not by sitting at the shade. So this is very important lesson which we realized. And thank you very much.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.